Hey guys, how you doing? And welcome to this trade recap playlist. So I put this playlist together because I'm a firm believer in it doesn't really matter what strategy you use to enter and trade the market. I found what truly matters is when you start trading the live market and all the fun psychological games that come with it. Things such as like revenge trading, FOMO, greed, bit of patience. I've been fortunate enough to be trading now for about 5 years, full time for coming up 3 years. I found that throughout these 5 years, I've learned so much from trading the live market, and my favourite thing about trading is that I continue to learn. I've only scraped the surface, I know it. Every time I step onto the charts, I learn something new, whether it be about the charts, whether it be like a mirror into my own psyche. And I saw it as a bit of a blessing that midway through last year, I went back to week one, day one. I had no capital in my personal trading account, and I also lost my funding. And I saw it, as a blessing that now I can record every trade that I take, every lesson that I learn. Not just for my own benefit, but hopefully to help you guys too. So maybe we don't have to make the same mistakes twice. You can just learn from my mistakes and become more consistent, profitable traders, because that's the plan, right? And also the good times as well. You know, there's a lot of real nice parts of trading. For now, I've timestamped these videos down the bottom with the intro, this waffle, so you don't have to listen to this every time, thank God. The actual video breakdown of the trade itself, the entry criteria diagram as well, and also the proof of these trades. I want to be completely transparent with you guys and share every single trade that I take, and I'll be taking screenshots of my broker, of my personal broker, of my FTMO account and my trade copiers, so you can see that every trade that I show you is every single trade that I take. I really hope this channel helps you, and I enjoy making the videos. They actually really help me as well. And if you do like them, please give it a like, give it a subscribe, all that good stuff. And I really look forward to seeing you guys on the charts. Take it easy. Bye.
Morning everyone, how we doing? So it's been a while since we've taken a trade and done a trade recap. It's been a while since I first saw you. Sorry. And the reason being is we were on a little bit of a losing streak. We lost like 8 or 9 in a row, and this was a good opportunity to exercise what I say by having good risk management. Allows us that we can have quite a big drawdown, and my cap is 10, before we can actually be like, hang on a minute, like this. If it was just probabilities, we shouldn't really be taking this many losses in a row. So let's just step back, have a little condor moment, and see if it's psychological reasons why we're having so many hits in a row, or if it's the strategy itself, if it's the technique. So that's what I did. I stepped back and had a little look. There were definitely a few psychological trades there, where probably from our little challenge, just chasing trades and trying to get a win back under my belt, thinking I was in like a rushy time headspace, thinking that I had a time limit, and there's not. That's for the challenge, and I kind of let that merge over to my live account when there is no time limit, there's no rush. We can just stick to the high probability trades and the strategy. So it was nice to just kind of settle down and just chill, have a couple of weeks of be like, look, see, the account's still there, everything's all sweet, you don't have to trade every day. So that was good. And also I had a little dig into the strategy, into the edge itself, Hence why you're not gonna see the entry criteria diagrams at the end of these videos at the moment, because I have made a couple of changes to the technique, and nothing too drastic. It's still very much all similar concepts, supply, demand, and flips, and all that kind of good stuff. But I did find some really interesting information and backtesting more on liquidity and how it's fuel for our moves, and how much the high time frame liquidity can influence obviously our lower time frame entries. And that's why I felt I was getting stuck at a little bit of high time frame trends and all that stuff, and I'm now kind of fucked off trends. You know what I mean? It's more like whenever a high time frame has swept liquidity, right now which liquidity is it targeting next? Okay, because it needs liquidity to move, it needs fuel to move. So, that could be pro trend, counter trend, whatever, in whatever time frame. But I'm kind of just looking at now, what's it swept? Okay, cool. Well, what's it gonna target next then? And then if our entry model's set up in the direction of that target, then that's where I'm happy to look for entries. So I'm going to be explaining this in way more depth in future videos as well. I'll be breaking down the actual strategy in itself. I feel almost like there's a little reason why I hadn't done that already, and maybe because in my mind I wasn't actually that confident on the high time frame part of the strategy, and those 8 or 9 losses in a row have been a huge blessing in disguise to actually step back and get some real nice clarity on this bit. Yeah, it's been lovely, and I see it like, sorry, you're going to get a little bit of a waffle here. We're going to break this trade down in 1 second. But even like, pro tennis players, they still have coaches, you can never stop learning in this game, and I know I never will. And sometimes it would be good to just get coaching and make a little tweak to the serve and be like, you know what, actually, if you just throw the ball up a little bit further out in front of you, or a little bit longer backswing or something, it's going to make for a better serve. And I feel that's what I've done. I still kept the whole core technique of this strategy, but I've just tweaked and made a little adjustments to help hopefully be more profitable. And it started well. We took a win yesterday, and that's what we're now going to break into now. So as per, we're on a 15-minute time frame here. I've just marked the high where we're looking for shorts from, and we'll go from the daily. Okay, so daily. Whew, got a few more drawings now. So yeah, I kind of mark out a bit of structure now, not because I trade structure, it's just interesting to just see where we're at. So this red line here is how I was seeing like a higher high, then we broke this low, which was also a flip, to a lower low, lower high, lower low, then we broke this, it's got high high, high low, high high, high low, higher high, then from here, this was all big one leg. I'll explain how I've got like a fixed set rule though, how I read structure, which I'll explain in a more depth in content video. But yeah, so I'm seeing this as we're bearish, okay? And talking about liquidity is, if we want to continue this trend short, we need fuel to do so. And what I was looking at here is that we've come up, we've tapped into this strong point of interest here, which is a buy to sell, and caused this flip here, broken down. Yeah, we've only just tapped it, and this looks like it just kind of created a bit more fuel, a bit more liquidity to be swept to then continue the trend short. I'm not expecting this necessarily to sweep and melt to the floor. We could get a little reaction sweep, a little bit of cause for a pullback, either down to this area or into these areas, or even just a little bit, or no pullback at all, and then continue long to sweep this and then come back. It sounds a bit, liquidity's everywhere, man, so you're going to hear me going sweep, 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 left, right, and Chelsea. But I was looking at this, see that red cross there? That's my representation of liquidity. And yeah, there's a strong point of interest that caused this flip, and it was looking very nice. So on here, you can see that, there could be traders out there what have seen this point of interest be mitigated, and then it's melting off short. So their orders are above this, right? And what's that doing? We'll do a little kind of breakdown here. So they're looking this here. It's broken. We're now bearish. It's come up mitigated, and then they're placing orders here to go short. And what I was looking at here is that algorithms and all that kind of good stuff know that there's probably lots of orders up here, so they're going to come up, sweep those orders, liquidity, take everyone's money, and then continue short. There's also people who could be having a breakout trade set on this high, that if we break this, we're going to be continuing the trend long. So then the algorithms are going to trigger those into those orders, but then come back and then take their money too, and then maybe continue the trend long or come short. But either way, the possibility for there to be these orders swept and then the breakout orders collected as well was quite high probability trade. So that's what we're looking at, and we're just playing the reaction. I'm not entering here to hold it until the floor. We'll come back to this area. 1 to 4s, happy days. I'm still sticking with that. So yeah, there's a daily breakdown for that badger. 4 hour. 4 hours nice. This is a strong point of interest. Buy to sell. That had flipped this strong level of demand, dropped our inducement, melted off. There's our little tap into it, melted off. So that's the liquidity we're sweeping now as well. And yeah, you can see now. So that's what I'm saying. There was lots of liquidity above this high. Now we're taking it. Okay, so this is the daily lows down here. Right, but where's the next bit of liquidity for the 4 hours target? Could be people and traders who are looking for this to be broken out, breaks out, they have their orders underneath this low. So then the market could now be like, we're going to take these guys out, make sure the trader's going short and had their stops above this. And now when this is broken and going long, now we're going to come back and take these guys out, because if they were going long, they probably had their stops under the previous low. So we're going to take these guys out as well for more money. These algorithms, man, they just love money. They just chase it wherever it is. And then from here, we don't know what could happen. We could continue long, could melt down. There could be more orders up here to be swept first, to then come back down. You know what I mean? But again, just a reason why I'm thinking that there could be a strong enough a reaction in this area for us to look for our lower time frame entry models. So yeah, there's our 4 hour narrative. Now let's go into our 15-minute. Nice point of interest. Sorry, let me actually just go back to what we're playing from on the 15-minute. Very nice. Look at that. Very clean buy to sell. That's melted off. Dropped all this inducement. Where's my markings? It's on trade. Dropped this inducement before the melt. Liquidity to be swept. And I still like this as well, especially on the lower time frames. When I've spoke about it before, is all this liquidity here, which I've just hidden. Yeah, if demand was going to carry on here, right, here's the fuel for it to carry on, right, and it's come down, it's swept that fuel, but failed to create a new high, and supply has broken demand. Okay, so it's had like a chance, it's had every opportunity in the world to continue a trend long, but supply has outweighed demand, broken demand serve. So it's a strong area where to look for supply to continue short. So that was nice. Let me just pause this and get back. Oh, doesn't matter. We're only the next day. Yeah, so we're tapping that area now, and also a lovely Asian sweep. Here is the Asian market, which is nice. So we've got like a previous daily high sweep mitigating a daily level of supply that is strong, and had high time frame liquidity to sweep as well. Same detail on the 4-hour, same detail on the 15-minute Asian sweep. I was like, huh, nice. You can see my time down at the bottom here has changed as well. My trading view, I've just changed this to Eastern Standard Time now because yeah, clocks change and all that stuff. I just wanted to keep it as the Forex market keeps it. So then it don't get much clearer than that. I literally saw that straight away and just went, it was like so rude not to. There's the lovely flip. So a low time frame entry still has all the same criteria and everything. As I said, I've just really kind of highlighted and taken more focus on liquidity and fuel for the moves. Not so much the flips. You want flips and fuel, and kind of chinned off trend. You know, it's whatever liquidity we're hunting for defines which direction I want to trade. So on a 4-hour, we've just swept loads of sell side liquidity. So now I'm pretty happy that the kind of 4-hour trend, if you like, is to go look for buy side liquidity, which is short. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this was level of demand that smashed up, mitigated our very strong point of interest. Asian sweep, come down, got tested. Demand failed to break the high. Tested again, dropped a little inside bar inducement, melted off. I was like, cool. Dropped even more fuel, more inducement, and let's get our markings up. So this is how I had it marked out. A little data change there, that was covering the high. Don't need that anymore. Yeah, so that wick wasn't there, that was the high there. And yeah, I think I had it's quite a big stop loss. It was 5 because I wanted to cover the high, obviously. And on a 5 seconds, I still used the 5 seconds too, you know, just for refinement. Look real nice by mitigation. Even those tiny little inside bars there, like an inducement, melt off. I was just looking for justifiable areas within here that we can look to sell from while still covering the high. You know what I mean? And it was, we could go from here. You know what I mean? There was clearer price action up here, but all this kind of been mitigated and had order flow. And we could also go from lower down, but that's too big a stop loss for me. I don't really want more than 5 pip. So here was around the area where I could just about cover this, and it was justified and made sense to melt from while still covering the high with a 5 pip stop loss. Got more. Yeah, she really came up hard. I was a bit like, ooh, but I was like, nah, come on, mate. Hard time frame narrative. This is the whole thing to freak this out. Yeah, again, sweeping liquidity, and we got tagged in. And this is one of the longest trades I've been in for a long time. As in, I think actually all this year. We were in this for like a fucking couple of hours. This bastard would not melt. I went away, made some food, made a lovely salad. But yeah, she just played around for ages. And I had my alert set for when this low would break. Because, again, with my management, I didn't actually set take profit here. I did when I walked away from the computer, just in case internet spanked in. But once this low went, my alert went off. I came back to computer and removed my take profit and had my alert set for 115. Sorry, yeah, 0015. Just one pip below 1 to 4. And the second it hit that, I moved my stop loss up to 1 to 4. I know it sounds crazy, but I want to pay myself 1 to 4s. And it's happened like 2 or 3 times in the past where I've done this and I've managed to get a few more percent out of it. So probably a bit of a weird way of managing. I've said in the past, management is something what I'm going to always be refining and changing. I'd like to say I have a fixed set rule on it. The only fixed set rule I have on it is that I take 1 to 4. I'm not going to close trade now. Even though this low here, we're starting to get a reaction, we're starting to get chalk and flip. And I was like, no, you said 1 to 4. That is it. Back the higher time frame idea and the whole trade setup. And you deserve 1 to 4, Martin. So yeah, we played around for ages. And we got like a lot of movement here. Because she did wick through, move my stop loss. And this kind of came down pretty quick. I thought, go on then. And then, yeah, she reversed on us, took us out. And that was it. Here's the trade. Yeah, I think she actually does melt off a bit more. But again, 1 to 4s, happy with that. And it actually looks like today, since I've gone back on the computer, so she's come back to mitigate this. Look, that's a nice flip area there. That's the decisional. Extremity is not mitigated. So, yeah, she did melt off a bit more. But yeah, today she's come back up. This is why I'm happy, Okay, yeah, 4 hour and daily could have said that there's a lot more reason for it to go shorter. But again, that's just, we're playing reactions, There's too many variables in the market to say that that's what it's going to do right here, right now. Yeah, I was saying it could have swept this, then it's going to sweep this, and then go. But maybe there's more sell side liquidity to be swept before it sweeps this buy side liquidity. That's what I'm saying. You'll forever learn. Maybe one day I'll find out why it hasn't taken this liquidity first before moving up. But for now, this fit the plan, had all the right tools and criteria for us to get our reaction. Nice lower time frame entry confirmation with our chalk and flip and inducement. And yeah, paid off. Nice. And 1 to 4s is fucking awesome. It really fucking is. Excuse my language. You start doing that. Well, even on this account, on a 100k account, that's mega. That's 1 day, 4 grand. Beautiful. And when you start scaling up accounts, that's really, really beautiful. It's really, really beautiful now. Shut up, man. Cool. Right, so I'm not going to put the entry criteria diagram at the end of this video, but I am going to get on to making some content about the actual strategy itself. But as I said, these trade recaps are for like more the psychological journey of trading, and I think the lesson to take away from this recap for myself and for anyone else out there going through the same stuff is I like the rule of if we're going 10 losses in a row, it could still be probability. If I step back, test and adjust, and I'm like, no, my psychological mind state is in good shape, and I really like the edge. And when I back test it, it's nice, and we're just on a bit of a losing streak right now. Then sweet, I would have carried on with the same strategy and edge and carried on going. But 10 in a row is quite rare. I've never really had that unless there's been a bit of an issue, and there was the psychological issue of just rushing into things a bit much, thinking that I had a time frame when you really don't on a live account, and we can just chill. And the edge, a little bit more of the understanding of the higher time frame liquidity and fuel. I think I was getting too sucked into like trends. I want to be pro trend, yeah, but has it got fuel to make the move for the pro trend? It's going to need the liquidity and the money to get there. I really think liquidity is the definition of trend now. I don't really care about structure. Structure help me identify where the liquidity is, but I don't play for the trend. Trend is not really my friend. Liquidity is my friend. So yeah, there's that. Right, look forward to the next trade recap. I'm going to jump into now onto the proof of these trades, which is here. So yeah, sorry I've changed my timings on my trading view to Eastern Standard Time now, but 59 minutes past 2, which is actually 59 minutes past 7 London time, which is 59 minutes past 9 in Prague time. I think because this is FTMO and they're in Prague, right? I think that's what their broker's time frames set to. Maybe I can change this somehow because this is getting confusing, different time frames. But yeah, there it was. It was a sell at price. You got tagged in at 10220. 10220. As I said, so my trade management was I moved my stop loss up the second we broke through this to 0016, 0016. But yeah, it was originally covering the high at 0271. It's a bit of a bugger how that doesn't keep that. I might take screenshots of like when I enter the trade before I adjust my stop loss. Yeah, pain in the ass. But we got filled at taken out at 10019. So yeah, if I had to take profit, maybe we would have got a little bit extra. Because as I said, this came down with a bit of force, but instead it got taken out with a bit of force, and we got a little bit of slippage. And I got just under 4%, which is 3.871%. Which is nice. Back into the plus now, which is nice. And yeah, so we can see that figure there. That links up with our FTMO account. So yeah, I got no. Fucking hell, should have set this up before I started recording. Let me do. Yeah, we got no challenges, no verifications. We just have our live account. And yeah, there's our balance. And there's that. Cool. There's the proof. There's a trade recap. There's a waffle. And I hope it made sense. Hope it helps. And look forward to seeing you guys on the next trade. Thanks a lot. Cheers, guys. Bye.